Hello and welcome to Caching Waves. This is a Elliott Wave update and educational video on Bitcoin. Bitcoin. So yesterday's update, I explained how complex this area is. Clearly this did not pan out, but I avoided any sort of trade. There was a scalp down here yesterday, but I wasn't confident on it, so I didn't take it to the upside. But we need to adjust this entire count, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that in real time. We're clearly most likely correcting this entire area right now to the upside. We broke trend. We're coming up pretty fast past any sort of retracement levels from these current smaller waves. So we need to completely throw this out the window and readjust. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that in real time, but it's not going to be a pretty count, unfortunately, but Bitcoin loves those sort of things, unfortunately. So I believe this one is correct as a zigzag. Best thing I can consider at this point, I can remove this for now, this alert. This is the area with all the crap corrections. So one thing that sticks out in my mind here is this looks like equality. Let me see this one-to-one. When we're unsure, we just stick to structures that look like they're equal in length when we're in a correction. And yeah, that stands out. This is equality right here, one-to-one. So what does that mean in the grander scale here? So we know this is a one-to-one. This clearly looks like a one-to-one at the moment. I don't even need to pull that. You can see that's a one-to-one. And we're correcting most likely this entire area. So this is either a one-to-one and a one-to-one, a 3-3, which could be a beginning of a diagonal to the downside, but looking back, it doesn't make sense because of the size of this wave. So we can kind of remove a bit of probability from that scenario. I want to zoom into this area. It's just such an ugly wave. Is that equality? That is equality. So this is potentially an ABC. It's really ugly, and I assume I'm going to have to go all down to the micro to consider it. Yeah, three waves, or a WXY. 3 waves, ABC, BC. It's just really ugly. It's so ugly. So knowing we have a one-to-one here, this can be considered a diagonal. We get 3, 3, 3, as you can see. I'm just doing this in real time to see if we can get anything concrete. This can be considered a diagonal. And the only thing that kind of makes sense here, because this is a one-to-one, if this isn't an expanded flat, but we didn't reach the 70%, is if this is a triangle. I have seen these before. One a while back, I traded a couple years ago, was in natural gas. I think that was over COVID or slightly before. I saw something similar to this where it was the only thing that made sense. But you can see how difficult this is to trade in real time. A, B, C, D, E. It is not invalidating any rules. And then we have our 5-wave move to the downside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that works. So if that's the case, this is a zigzag and this is a zigzag. That seems to be the most probable count, unfortunately. And all I'm looking at here is what's the most likely based on the fact that this wave is breaking out of our trend, our entire move. So this might all need to be adjusted and this could be completed as a wave. Okay. Let me re-pull that. I hope you guys like this. I'm trying to do it in real time. Just to give some value to some people here. So I'll re-pull that later on, but you get the idea. So we have a potential double zigzag, and this is a WXY or an A wave. WXY. That does look correct. Let me pull these fibs, the W off the potential X. Where are we on linear? So we didn't reach a 1-to-1. We're at a 618 between. I always say look between that area, 618 and the 1-to-1. So it looks like this is the best fit for this current correction based on the fact that we broke out of this trend here. So what this leaves us with is an A wave on the larger trend. So we have an A wave, B wave, looking for a C wave, which does make sense if you watch my previous videos. We're looking for further downside to at least this area between like 33 and 36 and potentially even lower in the future. So I would make the assumption we're working on a B wave currently. So where does that leave us now? So it looks like we have equality here, the 1-to-1. I saw this yesterday. I was paying attention to this. I didn't take it, but I saw it there. And this is a triangle, most likely, as a barrier triangle. We would take this off the B and the D, not the top there. This is the way I saw this one panning out. It's an A, B, C, D, E. As you can see, we're pretty much at the 1-to-1, just past it a little bit. We can go to the 382, 236. Oh, I lost my 382. We can come up a little bit higher. It looks like it's close to complete though. If that was our E wave, we have 1, 2, 3. Looks like a flat or a quick correction, and we're working on our 5th wave. So expecting for this to come down shortly. We can use our guidelines here with Elliott Wave. I don't anticipate this is a bottom because our triangles usually come in B waves or 4th waves. If you study Elliott Wave, you'll know that. So where does that leave us now? So if we're correcting this entire move, this entire A wave, we expect this B wave to eat up some time. We want it to be at least a 618 in time as this wave here, which could take us out quite a few weeks. If this count is correct, again, mid to early February. So what I'm expecting here is either one more wave up and then a sideways correction, in which case we would get a B, C. This would become an A wave as a 3, B, and a C. and then further downside, or we recover in this market and we're actually more bullish than we see when we think, but we recover in something like this. This would be an expanded flat in this area. Something like this where we just make higher highs, higher lows, but we're grinding sideways. And that would raise this B wave much higher. Take a lot of time, and this would end up making an entire flat pattern. That's how we recover in this market. But I'm not going to talk about that till we get there. As of right now, anticipating this B wave, probably up to around the 618 of this move to the downside. So this move can come pretty deep as an ABC, even deeper if it's a flat where we get a 335. But I will update this if there's a trade setup available. Currently, this is too risky to take a short, even though I think we're coming down. But as of right now, this is my primary. We don't know how high this B wave will come. We need more price action to consider an entry. But as of right now, this looks good. I think this is where we're at Bitcoin. It's the best fit I can find for all this crazy price action, which was really hard to figure out in real time, as you can see. I don't think anybody that studies Elliott Wave or anything else was looking for a triangle here to the downside. Pretty tough to anticipate that, and very low probability. So this is what I see. I would like to see this area probably a liquidity grab, in this area where this is where people have a lot of probably breakout trades open right above this previous level of resistance. We just come up and reverse, scoop that and scoop that, and above that level there'd be a lot of stops under this area, so that they kind of screw everybody. Everybody short currently would get stopped out as soon as we do a liquidity grab. Everybody that decides to breakout trade gets stopped out down here. And if that happens, we saw it coming. All right, guys, that's it for Bitcoin. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this sort of content, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.